We are here because we are dedicated to helping the entire CrossFit community. Determined to elevate coaches, box owners, athletes, and everything in between, we believe that this mission will begin right here, right now. While this time and this goal begins with you, our hope is that you take this fire ignited within you and weave it into your own life with the same unrelenting passion to give those you have the privilege of coming in contact with the best hour of their day.
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Leading from the front. Here's the deal. It's Friday for this podcast, and we're going to dive right in because this is it's not a somber topic, but it's important. So I think there's a lot of people in this scenario, and I'll give you the brief rundown. But I do want to talk about this because this is something that needs to be said. So we got an email yesterday, and the email, in not so many words, was, "Hey, I'm shutting the gym down." And
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit of context, and then Jay's gonna kind of walk through a little bit of the email. But this was the long and short of this was this person had reached out to us. We had told them, like, here's what you need to do, and they opted for I'll just wait it out. And I think both you and I were both pretty upfront with our feedback to them about their decision when they did that.
That it was the wrong decision?
Well, no, I think both of us outright said, you're going to end up shutting the gym down within 6 months.
Yeah, no, we certainly did that. I mean, this is, again, someone we've been in long-term communication with. We've kind of guided them from afar in the past, but more in a friendly manner versus, we have a lot of people that reach out to us personally to the Best Hour account, and we're always one to offer advice. A lot of the times the questions we get asked are far deeper. They seem like surface questions, and they rarely are. Like, they're always so much deeper, and they almost always come down to, hey, you need a coach. Whether it's us or somebody else, this is not as shallow as you think it is. Like, oh, what about this, a rate increase? What about adding a new class, a new program? And it's like, you're not understanding that question is part of your bigger problems.
Right. And the crux of this is because there's so many people. And again, we've said this time and time again. Full disclosure, we think we do this better than anybody. I'll just say that outright.
100%. There's
right.
No debate.
However, if you want to go with somebody else, the same thing I tell people when they come into my gym. They're just like, oh, I'm kind of shopping around. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, here's what I want for you. Whether you do CrossFit in my affiliate or somebody else's affiliate, I want you to do CrossFit. And if you choose to do CrossFit in somebody else's affiliate rather than in mine, that is a better option than not doing it at all. And same thing it goes when people reach out to us about coaching to get their affiliate upright, which is like, hey, at the end of the day, some coaching is better than no coaching. And that's what you need to do. And really what this demonstrates, which is what I don't think people is the cost of not doing something like this is far greater than whatever financial hurdle you think you have to jump over.
Yeah. You want me to read the email?
Yeah, you got it. I mean, it was very brief. Like,
whenever Apple does an upgrade, it like slows everything down. Let's find it. Yeah, it was brief, but the thing is, let's also be clear. This is one example. We get examples like this all the time.
right.
And what we've both said before is, like, if you can't afford coaching, that means you need it even more. Hey guys, so it's happening. We are going to go ahead and close the doors of, XYZ CrossFit. It's been our life for almost 4 years. To be honest, we are devastated and overwhelmed at the same time. My question is, what is the best way to let our community know? How long of a notice should we give them? Any help that you could give us would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for all you do.
And this is like a sad moment. right? This is not something we're happy about, for the record. Like, this is never something that I want to hear, which is the genesis of this podcast, is like, this could have been avoided.
And not to mention, I still believe it can be avoided, right?
Right.
You know, we have responded. We'll see what they say, but yeah, you know, it's never too late. I mean, you opened your doors at some point with 0 people and nothing going on. Like, hopefully, even if you're thinking about closing, you have 5 members, 10 members, right? So it's never too late to decide otherwise, so long as, you know, the challenge is, Fern, the people that reach out to us like this months ago are the same people that show up at your CrossFit and they're saying, I'll come back in 3 months when I'm ready. And then your response, my response, what's your plan to be ready? Because, dude, you're 40 years old. You've done nothing over the last 40 years to show you're ever going to be healthy without the help of someone. Why all of a sudden these next 3 months going to be any different?
And this is, and number one, we're not like crapping on this person. Like, this is we are having this with straight empathy. But the point is, this conversation needs to be had, because this is not the first time this has happened. It will not be the last time it happens. And if you are listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, like, I'm kind of in that boat, then don't be that person. Like, figure out a way to make it work. Figure out a way to make the investment in yourself. Figure out a way to come up with a solution, because if in fact it has been your sole purpose for existence for years on end, I want you to really think about that time and financial investment. How much money and time and stress and potentially broken relationships were put into that 48 months, probably much longer than that, that probably felt like 10 years, to give up on that. Now, there's definitely a hard time when you have to say, we're definitely going to cut this thing and get rid of it. But a lot of people can salvage it. The problem is they think they're going to do it on their own.
Yeah, and you know, and again, the analogy I make, because, you know, we get on a lot of sales calls with affiliate owners, and we've said it time and time again that the best clients that we have are the Bombshell CrossFits of the world, where it's like, hey, if I don't do this thing, I am going to close down. And then, you know, it's this weird conundrum of like, I'm going to close, so I don't have the money. And, you know, we don't like to put our numbers like directly out there, but if you have a call with Katie or with us, you're going to get those numbers. And I can tell you, as a former multi-box owner, and Fern can speak the same, and the fact that we've worked with 100 boxes, like, our prices are very reasonable. And for both Fern and I, our goal is to help you recoup that, to get an ROI as quickly as possible. And 99.9% of the time, that happens extremely quick. For the boxes that are doing well, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but they've got so many things going well that it takes a little longer to get that return on investment. But for the gens of Bombshells or the other boxes that are like on the struggle bus, like, we help them get that ROI quickly and make more money right away, because we know you need to get paid. Like, doesn't matter what we do in the box if you're on food stamps, right? So, but those are the people that like put it all in. And if you can't afford to work with us, or you can't afford to work with any coach for that matter, your business is terrible. Like, I don't know what other coaches charge these days. I think they tend to be longer and more expensive than us, but even they're not unreasonable. They're not like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, if you can't afford that,
I think on the high end in the space, 20 to 25 is what you would spend over the course of that'd be like on the high end over the course of a 12-month period. That's about as high as I can think of over the course of a 12-month period, which, if I reverse engineer that, listen, don't try to tell me that you haven't lost that much over 4 years, if not way more than that. Like, when we pop the books open, most of these gyms are like break even. They're running a $500 or $600, probably to $1,000 loss monthly, because that's just about the threshold that's sustainable for me to get like last month's bills paid with next month's revenue. Like, I can roll that over month over month over month and never really fold. It's just not fun, and I'm typically broke in that scenario. And so if you think about that, well, if it's $1,000, over, if I'm running a $12,000 loss annually, that's $50,000 that you've lost. You're just not aware of it because you think that immaculately this is going to turn over. But going back to not having a plan, and again, this is so important to us because of how we feel about CrossFit and what we know happens inside CrossFit affiliates. And going back to statements that I made before, which is there has to be a decision made. And if you're listening to this and you're like, yes, I am the affiliate owner that is living this quiet life of desperation, telling myself that it's okay and telling everybody else that it's okay when it's really not, then you need to make a decision and figure out how that is going to work out. Because if you continue to do that, and I don't know how we've told many people, I'm like, if you don't make a decision and go and get some help, you will call us back in 12 to 6 months. And the problem will probably be worse, which makes everything more difficult. The process to change it is more painful. The duration to fix it takes longer. It's harder, right? Like the amount of work, the volume involved in like making those changes is significantly higher. And
it's like raising your kid, right? Like, okay, your child is doing X and it's like, all right, I'm going to brush it under the rug and revisit this in 3 months. You think their behavior is miraculously going to improve? And we've had a dozen people do that to us. And then they come back and I'm like, you lost more money
in that time
than what we charge. Right. And now not only did you lose that money, you still have to pay us. Or, I mean, this, to be clear, this is not the first email, phone call, DM we've gotten where somebody has to shut down their doors.
Which we do not want.
No. I still want to help this person. Like and in fact, the frustrating part for me, no different than the listener who's an affiliate owner or coach that understands it, is I know we can help. I am 1000% positive if this box owner says, okay, I'm not going to shut down. I'm going to go in, I'm going to pay you guys and we're going to do this thing. I know we'll turn it around. I'm like 1000% confident, just like the affiliate owner listening knows that person that wants to lose 100 pounds is not going to do it at 24 Fitness or Anytime or whatever you're going to, but you can do it. I always use the analogy. I did this the other day to someone. I'm like, hey, if I had a magic pill and I said, here, if you take this, you'll hit your goals. Would you take it? Like, people will overthink it. No, I don't want it. Like, fuck yeah. Give me the fucking pill. Right. And I'm like, cool. We have that pill. Here it is. You got to put some work in, right? It's not the Matrix, it's not blue or red. Like, the magic pill is the fact that we've done this enough times to know we can do it with you as well.
And a very common kind of, I don't want to say an excuse, but like a fear that prevents people from making this decision is, well, I don't know what's going to happen in the upcoming months. Well, number one, nobody knows what's going to happen, but let's go with worst case scenario, that shit goes south. Do you know what to do when that happens?
Of course they don't.
But that's my point, which is it's definitely not going to you're definitely not going to be in a better spot if things go worse. You're already in a bad spot now, right? What would be helpful is if things do take a turn in some sort of, like, we'll call it some negative or downward trajectory, to have somebody sitting at your side saying, don't panic. Here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to focus on this thing right now. Well, I don't know. What's the landlord going to do? Cool. I'll tell you how to have that conversation with your landlord. I've done that with dozens of people, most of whom are not in Affiliate U. But to think that somehow not making this decision because things might turn for the worse is somehow going to be beneficial is really backwards. You will be in a worse spot. And that's what I don't want people to do. Like, again, like doesn't have to be us. Like, find somebody that could give you some guidance and help you make these decisions so that you don't close your affiliate, because the repercussions of you having to close your affiliate are equally as bad as the vision that you had for the positive when you opened it, which is like, I want to help hundreds of people and I want to get into the community. Well, when you close your affiliate, all of those opportunities for those people go away because you were the lifeboat We've heard this, and now there's no lifeboat. Now there's nobody to offer, health and fitness and lifestyle guidance for them. There's no outlet for people who need to reduce stress. There's nowhere for somebody to go who's fighting depression. There's nowhere for that one person who's like looking for community to go and find like-minded people so that they can get their life in order. All of that's gone. And if people were to rewind back to that former self and say, I have this grand vision for all the great that I want to do, and then you move forward and say, look what you're robbing everybody of. That's the question you need to be asking yourself, not saying, well, I don't know if I can, make the money work. Well, the money's not working now. And whatever that money and that investment might be, at the end of the day, like mathematically, you're taking a loss regardless. And I'm not saying that you should be flippant about making investments, but you're flushing money down the toilet anyway. You might as well try to put it somewhere that has, really high potential for a positive ROI, for somebody who's going to give you a vision and allow you to live a little bit less stress-free so that you can understand what the outcome is supposed to be. And then more importantly, how we're going to get there. But almost every single time when somebody says, well, I'm going to wait, I'm going to expand first, I'm going to need equipment, I'm just going to see what happens, it never pans out. And I'm going to be Jason Ackerman. I'm going to speak in absolutes.
That's the only way to speak.
Right. It never pans out, which is just figure out who you want to help you and avoid that negative scenario, because this is like old Gary Vee thing. Like, regret is the worst thing ever. And having to close down your affiliate is going to have so much regret involved with it. I don't even want to think about it, which is why we're talking about this. Like, don't be that person. Take the leap, right? You took the leap to open your affiliate. Don't just give up on it, if it is even at all within the realm of possibility that you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, the way you put it is spot on too. It's selfish, right? Like, for so many box owners, they're doing what they think they need and they're protecting themselves. Then you close down and maybe you had 100, you probably didn't have 100, but maybe you had 25 members. Where are they going to go? Maybe there's no other box in town, or maybe the other box in town won't treat them as well as you did or care about them the same way you did. And for the cost of hiring a coach, you start this thing because you want to give back, because you want to help people. And then you're so blinded by a few $1,000s that you don't realize you're actually doing your people a disservice.
And really, where like in any coach or any time that you're going to reach out for help, there's this idea of efficiency and efficacy, right? Which is the value of getting a coach in any endeavor, whether it's playing guitar or jujitsu or CrossFit or business or basketball, like whatever, it doesn't matter. But there's a difference between doing the right things and doing things right. And you have to do both. And a coach can help you identify what this, hey, like, not only do you need to do things right, but you need to do the right things. And what we have to identify first is, what are the things that you're not doing that you need to do? And then we need to do them the right way. Just like CrossFit. First, you need to do functional movements. Like, that's the right thing. And then I need to do them right. So this is where the value is. And obviously in most of these scenarios, we're probably not doing either one of those things. And I'm not doing the right things and I'm not doing them right. And that is ultimately the problem. And this is where somebody can come along and guide you down that path so that you don't have to go down that road, and you don't have to close your affiliate, and you don't have to give up your dream. Is ultimately, that's our goal, which is what we tell everybody. Like, our goal is that you build and have the affiliate that you love. That's pretty fucking awesome.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better than owning a business you enjoy working on. I mean, you and I have it right now with Best Hour and Affiliate You. Like, I literally look forward to our calls with Katie, and with the team every day. I, enjoy our back and forth, and going back to something you said, it's like a coach should be your partner. There are times I'm sure you go through it, like, especially as an affiliate owner, there's a lot of manic behavior. We're having an amazing month. We got 10 new members. We've lost 3 members this month. We're going out of business, right? And having a partner by your side and a strong team gives you that confidence. Like, I know no matter what happens, Best Hour is going to be successful because I've got Fern, and as much as we joke, like, Fern's a freaking hard worker. He gives a shit and he is really smart about this stuff. There's no way we're going to fail. And that's what a coach should be to you. Like, if you're worried about failure, have someone that's been through it, has someone that's helped, other affiliates be successful. So, having that partner and having that, teammate alongside is tremendous.
So this might be a little bit of a downer, but it's important. It's like one of the things that we really take to heart is like, it's important to say the quiet things out loud, which is like, you don't have to close your affiliate. There is help available, but you're going to have to make that decision. And ultimately, like, at the end of the day, please don't give up your dream to run your affiliate.
And typically that's where I'd shut off, Fern. But let me just throw out here, because you won't do it. Hit us up. We have a free consult call. It's on our Instagram. You can email us besthouroftheirday@gmail.com. There's plenty of ways to get in touch with us, but set up a call. Worst case is you talk to us for 30 minutes. You decide, Ackerman's cool, Fern's not so great, so I'm not going to work with them. And we'll point you in the direction of somebody else. We have no problem doing that, but start the conversation with us. Let's see if we can help you. Let's make sure you're a good fit for us. But with us, you got 2 people only. We're the people you're going to be working with. We only work with affiliates. Together, we've owned 5 affiliates. We've owned multiple small businesses that have all been successful. We've sold plenty at a tremendous profit, and we can help you do the same. And where we're different is, not only do we only work exclusively with affiliates and we bleed CrossFit, but we want you to be financially successful. More important than that, like Fern said, we want this shit to be fun, and we will help make it fun. We can promise you that. So before we wrap this up, go on our Instagram if you don't already, besthouroftheirday.com. There's a link in the bio, or just shoot us an email, besthouroftheirday@gmail.com. Stop waiting. You do not have a plan. You do not have a plan, but we do.
So you never miss an episode of the podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel and on all major podcasting platforms at Best Hour of Their Day. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being a part of the best hour of our day. See you next time.